But anyway, we pulled into, this is great scenery here. We pulled into the Sears, it's the Sears parking lot. What we're in is off of Lawrence Avenue and Ravenswood, which is 1800.
Right next to the line here.
Yeah, this is the Metra line, the Northwest Pacific, I believe, Metra line. And there's kind of a lot going on here. I pulled into here for a reason. This is the location of a new commercial, mixed use, it's commercial and residential development that's going to be going on. And I'm going to kind of spin around as I talk to you.
Okay.
So you can see where we are. In the distance there, that's an existing townhome development that's been there since about 2000, 2001. The addresses are both on Argyle and Winnemac. And we're looking north towards Argyle and Winnemac. And this parking lot has been basically the commuter parking lot, and it's owned by Sears that has an auto store here, and it's parking for customers of the Sears store. The Sears store, I think this is the second oldest Sears store in use right now that I've learned, and it's again at about 1800 West Lawrence. What's going to happen here? We're looking south. On the south face here is going to be a new grocery store and fitness center are going to be the anchors of the development, and there's going to be other retail space.
Okay.
From where we're sitting and what we're looking at is going to be two things they want to develop. And again, this is all in development. The plans have been brought to the community and to the alderman's office, and we've had community meetings, and I'll get into that. But the plan was to do an 11-story condo building about where we are, maybe a little north of us, and then behind that, the other townhomes, there would be another townhome development there of new construction townhomes. And then you'll have the 11-story tower, a parking structure, and then the retail.
All right.
So that's the development. It's called Ravenswood Station. The other part that's going to happen, which they've been working on for a long time, is moving the Metra station, which is pretty dilapidated. It's not much of a station to look at. It's been like that for a long time. They're going to get it redeveloped with a lot of these, existing funds that they've been working on, and maybe some of the stimulus funds. And the controversial part is not that they're going to do a new station, but they're going to move it from the south side of the street to the north side of the street, which puts it in the docking area of the train in front of some residential. And a lot of residents are getting a little uppity about that. I think you live on Metra. You might expect that there may be a train at some point sitting in front of your house. I understand that you can make choices now with the train station where it was, but it is an industrial commercial stretch. And if you buy a home, I think on a stretch like that, you could expect some sort of industrial commercial activity. That's my opinion. I think that's the least controversial of the whole thing. The most controversial thing is the 11-story tower. That's not going to happen. I mean, the alderman in this ward, the 47th ward, Gene Schulter, has backed off that. He's asking them to reconsider the size of the tower. I don't think anyone wants more than 4 stories, to be honest with you. I mean, something's going to happen. It certainly won't be 11 stories, and that would be awkward here, considering we're probably looking at the tallest buildings in the area.
I was about to say that you don't see anything over, maybe 6 stories over here?
At the most, yeah. So that's this and that, and but for Ravenswood, it's a good thing. We're going to get a grocery store here, which is much needed. It's a company called Roundy's that does pick and saves, but they're going to come into the Chicago market, we hope, with a higher end product. I know that most neighbors would like something along the lines of at least a Trader Joe's, Whole Foods type thing. We would love a local purveyor if we can get it. So hopefully they'll have a store that is along those lines. That would be a huge boon to the area. It's going to be a great plus. I think it'll really help home values here. To have a grocery store, you can walk to. The closest ones are pretty much in this core we're in, are a mile, either way or even more, and that gets a little tough to walk it. So it would be a fantastic thing for the community. And here we're going to pass the Sears store.
Yeah.
This Sears store is going to get a facelift as well. They're going to open up some of these windows that are boarded up.
Yeah, I mean, this thing has always just sort of been a fortress.
Yeah, and there's reasons for that. They said, you know, obviously you can't store the retail with windows.
Sure.
It's going to fade all their inventory, and the sun has, you know, damaging effects. We're going down Walcott here, which the Walcott neighbors here are the ones that are probably heaviest, most affected by the development, and they're the ones most against an 11-story tower because they'll be in the shade.
Right.
They are also going to be affected by the grocery store and retail. That these backyards will be shaded. Now they'll have buildings in the back of them, lots more activity than they've ever known. On the one side, they get a grocery store, which is huge. On the other hand, yeah, there'll be probably some noise and shade. But, you know, it's a big, empty commercial lot. It's hard to imagine it would sit empty forever.
Yeah.
It's not being used at its best. It's also a wonderful commuter neighborhood, so to center some retail and I'm gonna pass the kids here. To center some retail and residential, you know, I mean, it just makes sense. It's almost like past its time.
Right.
It should have happened a long time ago, I think. So.